Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Sunday, October 31st, at 11:14 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 555 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. California urbanites flocking to remote deserts spark culture clash with locals. The return of Atta. Calpen on his memoir, You Cannot Be Serious. Want to hear something really scary? We're living through the death of democracy, but thankfully there's a solution. Weed withdrawal. More than half of people using medical cannabis for pain experience withdrawal symptoms. Popeye's branch in Washington, D.C. shut down after a TikTok video appeared to show its kitchen infested with rats. January 6th influencer who said she's definitely not going to jail should go to jail, feds say. The anchor outs. San Francisco's bohemian boat dwellers fight for their way of life. A Delta passenger was arrested after allegedly punching the person behind him over a seating dispute, Atlanta police say. Georgia's ruling party wins major cities' mayor races. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Halloween parties 2021, celebrity costumes were strictly rated PG, TMZ. Kinzinger wants House Republicans to find some courage, Politico. Justin Bieber dons bear onesie while Hailey transforms into Catwoman at Voss Morgan's Halloween bash, Daily Mail. Southwest Airlines investigating pilots reported anti-Biden Let's Go Brandon Chand, The Washington Post. Jim Harbaugh challenges Michigan to stick together after loss to MSU, MLive.com. Why is American Airlines canceling flights? Weather, staffing shortages blamed for over 1,500 flight cancellations, Summit O'Hare, WLS-TV. Mac-shaped pillow makers are back so you can cover your couch and computers, The Verge. If Dolphins trade for Deshaun Watson, what happens with Tua Tagovailoa? NBC Sports. MacBook Pro M1 Showdown, how to pick the right one for you, CNET. She understood the assignment. Woman designs dress using toilet paper for breast cancer awareness, Yahoo Lifestyle. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Feds, 1/6 defendant who said she's definitely not going to jail should definitely go to jail. Virginia Democrat fight to keep control of the state legislature as polls tighten. Just friends Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson hit amusement park. Trump does racist tomahawk chop gesture at World Series. Coup memo attorney blasts spineless GOP lawmakers who refuse to jettison election. Texas cops laughed as Biden aides pleaded for help from trucker Trump train lawsuit. University of Florida prohibits professors from testifying in voting rights case. Alec Baldwin speaks on Rust shooting, says Helena Hutchins was my friend. A carnival of errors led to Alec Baldwin's Rust shooting. LA sheriff promises vaccine mandate will cause mass exodus of cops. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Woman looks back on her years of business. Football scuffle leads to season-ending ejection. Over-the-top Halloween display for a good cause. Mother, bullies rode on boy with special needs. Community remembers teen killed in crash. Deputy battling COVID-19 needs lung transplant. Bicyclist attacked during dispute over litter. With a little help, couple salvages wedding after devastating fire. 12 students hospitalized after eating gummies. 100-year-old buried ship will be preserved. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. Even after federal approval, vaccinating America's children will present challenges. Biden faces tough tests on G20 summit final day. Kyle Rittenhouse's homicide trial will be a debate over self-defense. Rivals on world stage, Russia and US quietly seek areas of accord. The Sunday read, fear on Cape Cod as sharks hunt again. Pressure grows on G20 nations to get COVID vaccines to the poor. Why many police traffic stops turn deadly. Pulled over, want to know about deadly police traffic stops. UK police struggle to curb abuse of women by their own officers. The Atlanta Braves are peaking at exactly the right time. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Australian football star charged with assault, forcible touching in NYC hotel attack. Chicago thieves pose as police officers, target couple in their 90s. Loudoun County mom says 6-year-old asked her if she was born evil because she's white. Deshaun Watson unlikely to be traded before deadline, report. Men claiming to be Taliban shot 3 dead at Afghan wedding for playing music. Real Housewives star Dorit Kemsley breaks silence following home invasion, a terrifying ordeal. Al Guyer's 5 TDs power number 25 Bayou past Virginia 66-49. Fresno State hands number 21 San Diego State first loss, 30-20. Markstrom, Flames blank Flyers 4-0 for 6th straight victory. Fogel, Dre's 8 Lamet power play goals, Oilers top Canucks. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Sunday, October 31st. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. COP26 chief Alok Sharma dampens hopes of climate change deal. Blinken won't rule out military action if Iran won't restart nuclear deal negotiations. Married Oxford history professor, 61, is banned from teaching over sexual harassment claims. Jill Biden sits with Emmanuel Macron at G20 dinner. Equalities Minister Kemi Badenoch says she is appalled at the treatment Kathleen Stock. Brooklyn firehouse mascot Penny the Fire Pig comes out against vaccine mandate in Instagram post. Alec Baldwin is snapped looking distraught during dinner with Hilaria at closed-off Vermont bar. Office worker, 28, shares 6-stone weight loss transformation. Manchester United star Paul Scholes, 46, is pictured enjoying a lap dance from a woman. The sliding doors moment which saved 6 lives after a boat capsized off Foley, NSW. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. Greta mania hits Glasgow as Swedish teen is mobbed upon arrival for COP26 summit. Brazil experiments with body cams to reduce deaths by police. With no sign of eruptions and ash blankets La Palma Island. Blinken raised concerns about Taiwan with China. Pakistan, Islamists reach agreement to end violent rally. G20 Rome Live updates, deals struck on climate and taxes, but skeptics doubt their reach. Man with knife stabs at least 10 on Tokyo train, starts fire. Climate politics have shifted, and that gives scientists and activists hope. U.S. missionaries have long tried to convert the unreached in the Amazon, now indigenous groups are fighting back. Britain's top climate advisor calls Australia's net zero emissions plan unrealistic. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. COVID Live News, Russia reports record new cases, China rejects U.S. intelligence report on virus origins. Huma Abedin says kiss from unnamed senator was not sexual assault. G20 pledge to take climate action criticized for lacking ambition. Politicians talk about net zero, but not the sacrifices we must make to get there. John Harris. Halloween hijinks and climate action, the weekend's best photos. 1 in 6 New York City workers remain unvaccinated after Friday deadline. The Rescue Review, riveting Thai cave rescue documentary. People treated like weapons, more deaths feared at Poland-Belarus border. U.S. would only quit Iran nuclear deal if Tehran were to renege, Biden pledges. Quebec's narrow asylum laws deny frontline workers resident status. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Kinzinger speaks out on leaving Congress, cancer in the Republican Party. U.S., EU say deal on tariffs a sign of rebuilt relationship. At Rome summit, Biden seeks fixes for supply chain kinks. Plan to replace Minneapolis PD worries many black residents. Supreme Court to hear case on New York's gun permit law. Paid leaves demise tough on backers in Manchin's home state. Biden, Democrats failing to sell agenda to American people, poll. Police, 1 dead, 9 wounded in shooting at Halloween party. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Several injured in knife and arson attack on Tokyo underground train. Japan election, ruling LDP set for reduced majority, exit polls. G20 pledge climate action but make few commitments. Stars of music enter the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Sudan coup, Khartoum barricaded by pro-democracy activists. Igor Kirillov, TV man known as the face of the USSR dies at 89. Man dies during bull running event in Spanish city of Onda. Isami, a baby rhino in $1 million trainers. Yemen, 9 killed in Aden airport car bomb. Greta Thunberg, it's never too late to do as much as we can. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Woman drowns, 13 people rescued after migrants tried to swim around the Mexico border barrier. America's public servants are being terrorized with death threats, the emotional toll is lasting. Florida foster mom charged with killing 4-year-old faced abuse allegation 4 months earlier. Rush is on, with vaccine orders placed, doctors, pharmacies prepare for a flood of young children. She was legendary, black journalists speak on Yvida Moore's impact following her death. Thousands of NYC workers still refusing vaccine despite mandate, vaccines protect more than infection, study says, live COVID updates. In Montana, Joe Biden's 3030 conservation plan rises as boogeyman in National Heritage Area movement. Virginia police increase presence at shopping centers amid unspecified threats on Halloween weekend. Northern Lights on Halloween weekend, here's where a ghostly green glow could be visible. Double play, Maryland man wins $2 million lottery prize, again. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Inside in Los Angeles Police Department crime briefing, homicides, hood days and the compounding violence. USC's Greek experience under fire even as fraternities gain in popularity post-pandemic. Hasanali Laratna, co-founder of the only Sri Lankan newspaper in the U.S., dies at 73. Column, this priest died of COVID-19, his congregants got vaccinated in his honor. The most terrible death of all is to be forgotten, the artist who made Day of the Dead matter. Homeless veterans prepare for move onto VA grounds in West Los Angeles. 3 men killed in separate shootings in Los Angeles. LA area will see fall-like temperatures through Monday, forecasters say. Two stabbed outside party in downtown LA, suspect arrested, police say. A California town refused to help its neighbors with water, so the state stepped in. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Sunday, October 31st, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Apple's fight with Europe over USB-C is a losing battle, as it should be. COVID-19, failure to tackle global vaccine inequality at G20 summit could prolong pandemic, groups warn. Politics news. Exposed, UK clinic still offering to restore virginity before marriage. Ethiopian diaspora, appeal to the U.S. Congress and the Biden administration following the coup d'etat in the Republic of Sudan. Eco-anxiety over climate crisis suffered by all ages and classes. Britain cannot decide whether it should send its looted treasures back to their rightful owners. A Canadian neo-Nazi was sentenced to 9 years in prison for trying to start a civil war in the U.S. Two-thirds of China's top developers breach a red line on debt. Man dies after being gored at bull running festival in Spain. Venezuelans turn to gold nuggets as the local currency implodes. Joseph T. Salerno. China minister says Taiwan's only prospect is unification. Iranian hackers leak data from Israeli LGBTQ dating app. Senior underworld boss killed in suspected double murder in northern Israel. Leader of so-called Georgian mafia and son found shot dead in a vehicle in Kiryat Motzkin. Facebook stance on Myanmar genocide records assailed by Gambia. Gambia subpoenaed Facebook for the documents as part of its case in the International Court of Justice. The next headlines are from Forbes. American Airlines calls off another 700 flights in weekend plagued by cancellations. The top 10 sci-fi and fantasy shows still releasing in 2021. This is not an article about Halloween wine, but it is scary fun. Why is it so hard to get hyped up for Marvel's Eternals? Man dressed as Joker injures 10 in attack on Tokyo subway. Blackouts are plaguing our electric grid. Congress must act to assure the grid's resilience and reliability. Squid Game knocked down Netflix's top 10 by a new offering. NFL Week 8 schedule, odds, picks and predictions against the spread for today's games. New York Jets notebook, Mike White starting debut and the defensive plan that didn't work. Andre Iguodala is back in Golden State, and that means business. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,741,564,772 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Asian World Film Festival highlights continent cinema amid pandemic challenges. Russian producer Rodnyansky brings powerhouse slate to AFM. Barbora Sleepkova's Lines wins at Jihlava as festival honors urban explorations, creative crafts. Read Paul McCartney's tribute to Dave Grohl at Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. Dave Chappelle inducts Jay-Z into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as hip-hop heavies Dr. Dre, Eminem show up for LL Cool J. Read Taylor Swift's speech welcoming Carole King, the greatest songwriter of all time, into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Bryan Adams tests positive for COVID-19, pulls out of Tina Turner tribute at Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Jon Bon Jovi tests positive for COVID-19, cancels Miami appearance. Brandi Carlile meets Belinda Carlisle at Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, is happy to be confused with Go-Go singer. Arthur Forrest, director on Whose Line Is It Anyway, and The Dick Cavett Show, dies at 95. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. G20 leaders commit to reach carbon neutrality, but leave the target date in question. Pope Francis is asking people to pray for the Earth as UN climate talks begin. They call it climate injustice. Here's how Sufia Khatun of Bangladesh is fighting it. Under new ownership, Ebony magazine bets on boosting black business. This mother wanted her son to have photos to understand her breast cancer journey. Despite their climate pledges, the US and others export huge amounts of fossil fuels. Here's why the other 48 states care who's governor of Virginia and New Jersey. US reaches deal with European Union over steel and aluminum tariffs. Here's why you might see the Northern Lights this Halloween weekend. Why marigolds, or sempashal, are the iconic flower of de los Muertos. The following headlines are from the week. University of Florida orders professors not to testify against voting restrictions. US, EU reach deal easing steel, aluminum tariffs. Biden says nuclear talks to resume with Iran. Cities are too loud, we can fix that. The American prison system is the haunted house of tomorrow. Peering at the edge of the universe. 5 frightfully funny cartoons about Biden's dreadful Halloween. Bitcoin FOMO is here. Trump is trying to keep call logs and handwritten memos away from Capitol riot investigators. Mexico recovers illegally exported pre-Hispanic artifacts from Italy. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Artemis 1 is launching in February. New idea, use the Starship HLS to create a lunar base. These are the news headlines for today, Sunday, October 31st. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Solar storm and aurora starting tonight. SpaceX's Crew 3 Halloween launch postponed due to weather. Goblin sharks, ghost crabs and vampire bats, oh my. Witchhead Nebula. Moon and Mercury November 1st, 2nd and 3rd before sunup. The next news is from Politico. Western leaders warn Iran on nuclear deal. Coverage of the climate summit in Scotland. EU and US look to gang up on China after trade war truce. EU's Charles Michel, G20 needs more ambition in climate fight. The global tax deal, what you need to know. G20 strikes deal to keep temperature target within reach. Kinzinger wants House Republicans to find some courage. Blinken on Glasgow Climate Summit, we have our work cut out for us. Japan PM Kishida's coalition expected to keep majority. America's poor diet made COVID much worse, Washington isn't paying attention. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. It's endemic, nearly 2/3 of audited real estate agents under quote. Berejiklian's personal life relevant to issue of trust. What Francesca Cumini does when she isn't watching horse racing. COVID wipes out over 30,000 media, information and telco jobs. Irreparable harm, CSL clashes with U.S. Customs over Mexican donors. From the archives, 1948, city workers view eclipse. In the Herald, November 1st, 1952. Super lobbyists step up for workers in fight against dud funds. Economic hit from trading partners' net zero plans outweighs domestic risk. Adani faces Aboriginal heritage scrutiny ahead of first coal exports. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. What is COP26 and when does this ambitious global climate change event begin? Market Extra, US versus China on climate change, what investors need to know. Merck's COVID-19 pill could bring in up to $7 billion in sales next year. Newswatch, big tech is still headed for its biggest year ever, but Apple and Amazon could cut into profit. Sales of Gilead's COVID-19 drug jumped in conjunction with the surge in Delta cases this summer. Mutual Funds Weekly, these money and investing tips can help you enjoy the stock market's treats. The Moneyist, my sister wants to distribute $50K to each grandchild from our mom's savings, but some of us siblings don't have kids. Getting a divorce, 3 things to know about the marital home and capital gains. Crypto, world's richest 29-year-old says this is the biggest risk to crypto. What's worth streaming in November 2021, Cowboy Bebop, Hawkeye, Wheel of Time and much more. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. N.S. Capani's autobiography explores his remarkable life, The Tribune. The patents keeping the zombies at bay, IPWatchdog.com. Prosecution Pointer 300, Intellectual Property, United States, Mondac News Alerts. The next headlines are from Quartz. COP26 heads to Glasgow even as the UK struggles with energy. NRA flop, missing COVID stats, Gambia's climate win. To save its image, Facebook is killing the metaverse. What does COP26 stand for and why it matters? Facebook knows what it's doing. The following headlines are from TechDirt. This week in TechDirt history, October 24-30th. Disbarment proceedings show how a Maryland prosecutor covered up an FBI agent's lies for more than 20 years. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Sixers. Pistons. Arsenal. Halloween. Auburn football. Pete Davidson. Kentucky football. Penn State versus Ohio State. Nebraska football. Barcelona. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. 1 killed after cable car plummets to ground in Czech mountains, video. G20 leaders pledge meaningful and effective climate action in final statement, but give few concrete steps to a cooler planet. He's a cheat code. Islam Makhachev details vital instructions from cornerman Khabib in victory over Hooker at UFC 267, video. Renewables pushing EU outsources their hidden eco-cost to developing nations, then slaps tax on them, Russian security chief. Macron tells Johnson to respect rules of the game at meeting over fishing licenses dispute, media. Hyperinflation or hypershrinkflation, RT's Kaiser report probes terms that ultimately signal the loss of confidence in fiat money. Russia can take 20% of global market for wild organic crops. Literally unbelievable, Teen Queen Valieva sets 2 world records to win skate Canada as Russia sweeps podium, video. At least 10 people injured after attack in fire hit Tokyo metro train, men with knife detained, reports. Russia fully committed to reducing carbon emissions, wants same accurate and transparent rules for all nations, Putin at G20. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Large-scale Russian troop movements along Ukraine border spark alarm in US and Europe. The Fed's inflation is behind the supply chain mess. G20 leaders make little progress towards sweeping climate deal. The IMF hates Bitcoin because it loves total control. Hong Kong's new film censorship law could ban Netflix and Amazon streaming. 90% of unvaxxed Germans say they won't get it. Brexit blowback, European fishing's dependence on British waters. Watch, MEPs protest oppressive vaccine passports, question why political elites push this agenda this hard. Durham probe inches closer to Hillary as Alpha Bank hoax plot thickens. Russian woman, boyfriend sentenced to 10 months in prison for simulating oral sex outside church. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Man with knife stabs at least 10 on Tokyo train, starts fire. Biden, Erdogan discuss F-16 fighter jets and human rights. Restoring wetlands can help combat climate change. France says Macron, Johnson to de-escalate fishing dispute. Capturing change, Australia's Black Summer warning. New Delta coronavirus subvariant I.4.2, what we know so far. Sudan's anti-coup protesters back on Khartoum streets. How long before India's economy recovers? COP26, what's at stake? New climate pledges are weak, but it is not too late to catch up. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Chuck Todd, shocking NBC poll shows 71% believe U.S. is on wrong track, scary news for the Democrats. Watch, Colin Kaepernick compares NFL Combine to slave auction in Netflix series. Kinzinger, Republicans' party has a cancer of lies, of conspiracy, of dishonesty. Kinzinger, if Trump is 2024 nominee, Republicans will fail. American Airlines cancels 600-plus flights on Sunday. Germany police apprehend Iraqi migrants and Syrian people smugglers at Polish border. Nearly 20 shot Friday into Sunday morning in Lori Lightfoot's Chicago. San Francisco Safeway cuts hours due to rampant shoplifting. G20 members commit to carbon neutrality by or around mid-century. Video, country music fans chant FK Joe Biden at Jason Aldean concert. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. Part 2, Army CIA unit studied the real UFO Blue Book cases. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Substantially more monarch butterflies have arrived in California to overwinter, bringing hope for species. This week's inspiring horoscopes from Rob Bresney's Free Will Astrology. French farmers bring the heat without the smoke, growing zero-emission tropical produce in France. Yingling Beer delivers truckload of lager to 106-year-old woman who drinks a can every day. Watch. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Sunday, October 31st. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Patient's semen had COVID-19 coronavirus plus low sperm count, 11 weeks after infection. Can your sex life be eco-friendly? McDonald's created a McRib NFT because we live in hell. Gunmen attack wedding to stop music being played. Philadelphia to become first major U.S. city to ban police from stopping drivers for low-level traffic violations. German on trial for castrating men on his kitchen table. Horrifying parasite masquerading as fish tongue found in Texan State Park. Erratic driver shoots at a motorist, eludes police, crashes stolen truck into garage, steals Ricky Bobby racing suit, authorities say. Florida Teacher of the Year arrested and fired for striking a student who questioned why she was named Teacher of the Year after using racial slurs in the classroom. Meet 104-year-old Chen Pingqing, the last living member of World War II's legendary Flying Tiger Squadron. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. This solar generator system can keep the lights on when everyone else goes dark, and it's over 25% off. How to use Python to figure out why your friends have more friends than you. Turn any video or audio on your Mac into a savable file with this UTC.mp4 recorder bundle. How AI is driving powerful new Photoshop features and shaping Adobe's product strategy. How to send disappearing messages in every damn chat app. Face recognition in schools normalizes surveillance and threatens kids' privacy. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Towards Straintronics, guiding exodons in 2D materials. Is it worth trying to sway the most staunch climate deniers? New study shows environmental and social factors contribute to higher rates of pneumonia in children. Dopamine's many roles, explained. How foodborne diseases protect the gut's nervous system. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Sunday, October 31st from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. Coverage update for NASA SpaceX Crew 3 briefings, events, broadcasts. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Gordon Monson, weirdness has been replaced by and with winning at Bayou. Analysis, Utah football fixes red zone issues, defense survives Devin Lloyd-less first half in win over UCLA. Utah universities aren't graduating computer science students fast enough for Silicon Slopes. That could soon change. Mike Conley sitting out in Chicago portends more load management by the Utah Jazz this season. Utah Jazz GM explains decision to pick up Udoka as a boots option. Number 25 Bayou beats Virginia 66-49 in shootout in Provo. Tribune religion reporter Peggy Fletcher stacked to lead international journalism group. Could the outdoor retailer trade show return to Salt Lake City? Utah wants it, but does it want Utah? Scott D. Pierce, are you watching The Big Leap? You should be. Letter, Bishop doesn't understand, or care, that the point of redistricting is to make elections fair. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Scammers are creating fake students on harvard.edu and using them to shill brands. What happens when you use Bluetooth tags to track your stolen items? Ocean cleanup successfully removes 63,000 pounds from the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Why aren't there more open-source solutions for mobile devices? The Rolling Stones recreate Start Me Up video with Boston Dynamics robot dog Spot. Did Trump's Truth Social network skirt U.S. securities law? Cable broadband growth is sputtering in the U.S., and no one's sure why. Google pays fines to Russia for failing to delete banned content. You can now remotely access your Tesla's camera and talk to people. The U.S. is installing new power and accuracy increasing sensors on its nuclear weapons. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Over 1,400 American Airlines flights canceled Halloween weekend. Maryland Heights police officers grow out beard to benefit the St. Louis Crisis Nursery. Volunteers needed to set up flags in honor of fallen Pontoon Beach police officer. Man fatally shot at Illinois nightclub Saturday morning. St. Louis Animation Company debuts horror video game. Dole recalling bagged salads in 10 states over possible listeria contamination. Child Tax Credit 2022, what we know so far. St. Louis plastic surgeon, patient react to new breast implant restrictions from FDA. Changes coming to notorious stretch of I-70 in Wentzville. City shuts down Peverly Halloween display, considers light display a business. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Mixed reactions over per mile road usage tax approved by SANDAG. Woman dead, 36 arrested after migrants attempt to swim to San Diego border beach. CARE San Diego helps Afghan refugees transition to American life. Cooler temperatures, low clouds expected for San Diego County. These states send the most people to California. Daylight saving time ends soon, why California still observes the time change. Man trying to make repair on freeway hit, killed near border. Have you seen this man? Inmate walks away from San Diego prison program. News now, new tax on drivers, deadly freeway crash and more local updates. Future per mile road usage tax approved by SANDAG board to fund transit projects. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. USS Billings completes 4th Fleet deployment. First Japanese KC-46 Pegasus aircraft arrive on home soil. U.S. Army to integrate unmanned turret on iconic Abrams tank. U.S. Navy releases new concept art of its future fighter jet. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Sunday, October 31st, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Inside California politics, CA Senator Racilicio Choabo on ed reform. Inside California politics, Al-Murad Sachi on UN Climate Change Conference. Inside California politics, Rudy Salas on ed reform, congressional run. Inside California politics, Sec. Wade Crowfoot on continued state drought. 7 hospitalized after 2-vehicle crash in Concord. San Jose Sharks personnel placed on COVID-19 protocol. CHP, no injuries reported in Solano County DUI crash. Man dies in Santa Rosa car crash. 1 dead, 3 injured in shooting at Gilroy Council member's home. Jalen Green, Jordan Clarkson become first NBA players of Filipino descent to play in same game. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. G20 make commitments on climate neutrality, coal financing. Chicago's city schools see continued enrollment dip. Crystal Lake considering plan to buy downtown metro station. Miami mayor seeks second term as he raises national profile. Decades later, a new look at Black Panthers and their legacy. This date in baseball. Buffalo Grove storms back to beat Lincoln Way West. Boys soccer, Wheaton Academy wins Class 1A state title. Suburban Skyview, harvesting corn in Kane County. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Washington officials, if you see this bug, report it immediately. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone 1-21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Peru, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in China, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in South Sudan. Drought is ongoing in Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Democratic Republic of Congo. Drought is ongoing in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Italy, Serbia. Drought is ongoing in Bangladesh, Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Sunday, October 31st in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. No tricks, all treats for Halloween before next front come midweek. American Airlines cancels more than 1,200 flights nationwide this weekend, blames weather, staffing. Family begs for answers in search for missing LA mom, dog found same day as disappearance. Daughter in custody after mother killed, father shot in Southwest Houston. Man wanted in shooting found dead after hours-long SWAT standoff in the Woodlands. 18-year-old killed, 3 other teens shot at in Houston Halloween party. Nightmare or dream home? Elm Street house up for sale in LA. Prosecutors, men used COVID loan to buy $57,000 Pokemon card. Vehicle held for 8-year-old Kendrick Lee, little boy whose body was found a year after he was killed. World Series, Braves creep ahead of Astros late in Game 4, Houston falls 3-2. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. The latest, G20 compromise on coal, carbon neutrality. Hartford player sticking it out during transition today. Potential jurors see racism behind them. What Arbery's slaying. Paris runners race Olympic marathon champion Kipchoge. US, EU say deal on steel tariffs will help on climate change. Former city manager picks up new career in retirement. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra extra, have supply chain issues interfered with your Halloween plans? More than 26,000 NYC workers miss vaccine mandate deadline, enforcement set to begin Monday. Rapper Fetty Wap, 5 others hit with federal drug charges. NICLO suit, Department of Correction withholding large universe of officer disciplinary records. NY pediatricians prep for early rush to vaccinate youngsters. Fines for noisy, illegal mufflers and exhaust systems now raised to $1,000. Native New York re-examines the place of Native Americans beyond colonization. At Halloween Adventure in the East Village, business is booming for at least one more holiday. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Past 7 years set to be warmest on record, sea level at new high. Mitigate climate risks, build resilience, UN chief says in message celebrating world cities. At G20, UN chief calls for global leadership towards full, equitable post-pandemic recovery. Traffickers abusing online technology, UN Crime Prevention Agency warns. First person, telling the tragic story of mercury poisoning in Japan. Combating energy poverty in Chile with community inclusion. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Netflix as kids cartoon Stretch Armstrong features implantable microchips. FDA authorizes Pfizer vaccine for children ages 5-11. A school tied a mask onto a disabled girl's face, and other insane weekly news. Democrats caught staging false flag white supremacy hoax to interfere in Virginia election. MEP supporting the rights of workers against the mandatory digital certificate, press conference. CIA's war on Assange, their most prominent critic, takes center stage. Billionaire reveals virtual reality experience called mainstream media. Full cities run by leftists. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Did Mary Shelley keep her late husband's heart? Merriam-Webster adds 455 new words to the dictionary. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Chris Wallace grills GOP senator on national debt. Should we repeal Trump tax cuts? Prince Andrew claims Virginia Roberts Giuffre tried to procure slutty girls for Epstein. Prep for the holidays with these Christmas prep deals. Leave Machu Picchu to the tourists. Go see Colombia's pristine lost cities. How WSJ reporter Jeff Horwitz got the Facebook whistleblower to talk. The black horror movie canon is so much more than Get Out. Texas cop search for murder victim ended with his COVID death. Marie Antoinette's adultery unmasked by modern science. The new family separation crisis brewing under Biden. Trump's invasion of the body snatchers ate the Republican Party. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Jerry Ramey, longtime Red Sox broadcaster, dead from cancer at 68. How to watch SEAL Team on Paramount Plus. Katy Perry enjoys birthday escape to Mexico with Orlando Bloom and friends. What Time Will Curb Your Enthusiasm Season 11, Episode 2 be on HBO and HBO Max. St. Louis Mayor Tishora Jones didn't flinch when gunfire broke out during speech on gun violence. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. FDA authorizes Pfizer COVID vaccine for kids 5 to 11. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. 1 dead, 3 wounded in shooting at California council member's home, police. American Airlines cancels more than 1,500 flights over Halloween weekend. Donald Trump attends World Series Game 4, does tomahawk chop. Cuomo lawyer asks Albany sheriff to save investigation records. Hawaii man hit with $52,000 fine, charged with 2 federal crimes for assaulting airline crew. Nearly 30 LGBTQ Afghans fleeing Taliban arrive in UK hours after regime says gay rights will not be respected. Alec Baldwin speaks about Halina Hajjan's death in tense, on-camera encounter with paparazzi. G20 endorses global corporate minimum tax at Rome summit. 3 killed, 1 injured after Amtrak train strikes vehicle at South Carolina Railroad crossing. First of its kind Jaguar walk opens at San Antonio Zoo. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Mayor, top cop, mother of 4-year-old killed ask for answers, offer reward in child shooting. Timeline, the Chicago Blackhawks video coach scandal. Mayor Lightfoot asks residents to call tip line to help solve homicides. Naperville, Aurora men among 3 people killed in violent crash in Lyle. 2 slain in Avondale, at least 7 others wounded in city shootings since late Friday afternoon, police say. Chicago gets 5 casino proposals, including from Bally's, Hard Rock and Rivers Casino co-owners. Bilingual theater program in suburban high school embraces growing Latino community, presents world premiere. The following headlines are from FIS.org. 2 stargazers, fireworks show called Northern Lights coming. SpaceX delays astronaut flight due to rough wind, waves. Image, Hubble gets galactic déjà vu. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Sunday, October 31st, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Heat and humidity are already outpacing human tolerance. Classic psychedelics aren't addictive. Eco-friendly, environmentally conscious, sustainable, more than just buzzwords with these shoes. Poop-derived fruits are known to grow in sewage plants. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Barcelona, health issues set to sideline pick Wendaguero. An ambitious new alliance works to identify what's happening to our crucial kelp forests in order to protect, and, hopefully, restore, them. Washington has struggled with turning kelp into a cash crop, but keeps floating new ideas. He'll be ready, Jordan Morris eagerly awaiting Monday return to Sounders, 8 months after tearing ACL. People, homes vanish due to 2020 census new privacy method. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Sponsored, green rides, fuel economy regulations are being strengthened. Sponsored, the 2021 Lexus LX 570 full-size luxury SUV. How a fight for housing segregation looks a lot like freedom protests today. G20 agrees on key climate goals around global warming limits in coal financing, but lacks firm commitments. San Jose Community Briefs for the week of November 5th. Los Gatos Community Briefs for the week of November 5th. Saratoga Community Briefs for the week of November 5th. Experience Serengeti charms at Santa Rosa's Safari West. Sunnyvale nonprofit open speaker digs with clients in mind. Magnet School project takes flight to save monarchs. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Biden, European Union agree to roll back Trump tariffs on aluminum, steel. Biden raises concerns over Russian missile system with Turkish president. Kai attorney pleads guilty to human trafficking charges. More NYC workers get jab summit mandate, but 26K still refuse. Back in Europe, Biden tries to show allies US is with them. Pelosi eyes expedited votes on infrastructure, budget bills next week. Biden says nuclear talks restarting with Iran, after meeting with allies. Trump mocks far-left Democrats for getting rolled on Biden agenda, no wonder AOC plus 3 are so angry. Virginia court throws out case claiming Fairfax County broke law over accepting absentee ballots. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Atlanta's mental health problem, and ours. Joe Manchin may not have destroyed the world yet after all. FBI investigation of failed mercenary plot delves into role of Eric Prince. Uber patents reveal experiments with predictive algorithms to identify risky drivers. Cases over far-right violence show limits and opportunities for anti-fascism in the courts. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Sunday, October 31st, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. 2 shot, 1 fatally, in drive-by in West Garfield Park. Small business owners around Chicago find ways to cope with supply chain problems. Jeremy Colleton stuck in limbo as Blackhawks coach entering post-Stan Bowman era. Dear Abby, he's angry about my snoring, and I'm angry about his complaining. 4 killed, 2 teens among 17 wounded by gunfire in Chicago since Friday evening. Man shot in his living room in Chicago lawn. 2 killed, teen among 4 injured in Avalon Park traffic crash. Man found fatally shot in Ukrainian village. Horoscope for Sunday, October 31st, 2021. Steppenwolf Theater's new Arts and Education Center is a love letter to Chicago. The next headlines are from the Times of India. T20WC, Kohli terms week-long break ridiculous. Air India's Rs 5 kcr unpaid fuel bills weigh on oil cause. T20 World Cup, Afghanistan thumped Namibia by 62 runs. Manmohan Singh discharged from AIIMS Delhi. She told me not to cry, Rahul's tribute to Indira Gandhi. Priyanka Gandhi woos up voters with more promises. Last, best hope, crucial climate talks open with eye on 1.5C target. T20 World Cup live, Saudi removes Kohli to leave India in tatters. A handy guide to COP26 climate summit and why it's vital. Puneet's BP, heart rate were normal, late actors doc. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Sunday, October 31st, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Back-to-back home runs lift Braves over Astros, 3-2. Slipknot preaches metallic unity. Astros bats go silent in 2-0 loss to Braves. The next headlines are about world records making news. 16 of the spookiest Halloween world records, Yahoo News. Paris runners race Olympic marathon champion Kipchoge Nation World News, Traverse City record eagle. Top 5 men's races to watch at 2021 European Short Course Ships, Swim Swam. Asher looking for backstroke world record hat trick after 100th time, the home of swimming.org. World record holder Andrei Igavorov is still stoking the Olympic fire, swam. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge reports on Frank Ribery's world record show, social post. Corey Belmore breaks world record at Beer Mile World Classic 2021, Javema Sport. Ross Alkheim to attempt 2 new Guinness World Records with New Year's Eve fireworks, The National. Braves Dylan Lee records shortest World Series start since 1984 in Game 4 vs Astros, CBS Sports. Federica Pellegrini and Matteo Giunta announce engagement. Federica Pellegrini and Matteo Giunta announce engagement, swam. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. A new Resident Evil trailer makes the corniest Jill sandwich joke ever. What is COP26 and why is it important? Austria's latest step toward going green is a $3.50 per day, go anywhere travel card. The Ghostbusters song played by an orchestra of electronic devices is the best treat this Halloween. Facebook expands its policies against COVID-19 vaccine misinformation to include kids. Fortnite turns its IP-grabbing eyes towards the Universal monsters. Paramount wants you to spend Halloween weekend with a Paranormal Activity documentary. Dune's Stephen McKinley Henderson talks jumping to blockbusters and the cool parasol. Marvel's next game is coming from Skydance and Uncharted's Amy Hennig. The Venture Brothers movie gets an exciting update. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Sitiki in Swaziland at 130.82 degrees Fahrenheit or 54.9 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was University WIID in Dome Fuji at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Searching for solutions to a crisis decades in the making. This is the world's oldest image of a ghost. LiDAR reveals hundreds of long-lost Maya and Olmec ceremonial centers. Spiders are much smarter than you think. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Chris Wallace stomps Rick Scott's spending hypocrisy. Should the Trump tax cuts be repealed? Rick Scott blames Joe Biden after his mom struggled to put food on the table. Top North Carolina paper calls on GOP Richard Burr to resign after latest betrayal. Conservative lashes out at Trump for turning his colleagues into unrecognizable MAGA zombies. Trump and his lawyers have handed investigators what they need to charge them with seditious conspiracy, former prosecutor. Bizarre role reversal, conservative students pressure university to cancel speech by famed historian over biblical principles. The war on Halloween, why the Christian right's moral panic over 1980s horror movies still matters. Grim Reaper of COVID-19 vaccine skeptics takes swipe at government, drug companies and the media. A mysterious murder site has a new owner, and he's looking for answers about America's first serial killer family. Trump's Truth Social platform is headed for embarrassing failures and a very boring fizzle, cybersecurity expert. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. As Biden heads to crucial climate talks, allies wonder if U.S. can deliver. University of Florida bars professors from testifying against Ron DeSantis voting law. Texas Attorney General is waging a one-man war against pandemic protections. The more we learn about John Eastman's involvement in Trump's coup, the worse it gets. Big oil climate denial hearing features even more denial. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Living Worlds opens at the California Academy of Sciences, Napa Valley Register. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. What if people no longer want to live forever? The swaddle. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Sunday, October 31st, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Pentagon utilized UFOs in the nukes data collected by R. Hastings. Alien space probes could already be in our solar system. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Sunday, October 31st, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.